Well, thank you, everyone. So, yeah, there were a lot of schools after me, but obviously because of the color, that reduced them to the half. So that's good I picked TU. So we were blue. But thanks, Will and Andy, for making a tough time for me with the white. I just want to thank the committee and the fellow inductees. It's such an honor to be recognized with this amazing group of athletes. There are many people to thank. Even though tennis is considered mostly an individual sport, I could not have done it alone. There have been many ups and downs on the road, but looking back, it has been all worth it. I grew up in a family with 4 brothers. We spent most of the time with my mother because my dad was working almost all day. But his biggest hobby was to play tennis on the weekend. And as far as I can remember, my desire was always to get to the weekend, go to watch my dad play, and just patiently wait outside with my little racket for him to finish so he would feed me some balls. From that moment on, I just demanded to keep playing and playing, just because tennis creates such a special bond with my dad, and it made me fall in love with the sport of tennis. My parents, they could not make the trip from Spain, but my biggest thank you goes to them. Thank you for the infinite number of balls you fed me on the tennis court, the endless trips to tournaments, the late night practices, the weekly trips to Barcelona, the cold days and nights that we spent at the tennis clubs, for creating the competition group Casa Tarradellas, but above all, thank you for letting me choose my path and for doing everything that was on your hands so I could follow my dream. Para, Mara, Joan, Albert Biel, us estimo. I also want to thank my wife, Carlota. She couldn't be here because we just had our baby son, our second baby son last month. But she's been my biggest supporter. Having a husband that spends half of the year away from home is extremely challenging, but she makes it as easy as it can be. So Carlota, thank you for always being next to me and for creating such a beautiful family. Carlota, Rocky, Jan, us estimo. So, how does a kid from a small city in Spain end up in Tulsa, Oklahoma to play college tennis? So it was challenging just because I moved to Barcelona when I was 15 years old, practicing 6 hours a day and going to school at night. And I started playing professional at that age, playing with players that were much older than me and a lot more experience. Losing was expected, but it was taking a big toll on me. Nobody around me was demanding results. It was just me putting pressure on myself. Stepping on a court, thinking of all the sacrifices that my family was making, living away from home, coaches telling me how talented I was, but I was not having the desired results. It was like adding rocks to my backpack and having the feeling that I was failing the people that loved me. So I got to the point that I was not only competing against an opponent, I was also competing against myself. And I needed a change. And I felt the change was to go back to basics, to whatever my parents told me. That was to tennis and studies. And the only place in the world when you can play tennis at a high level and study at the same time is in the US. And if there's one person that made everything possible for me to have a chance to come to college, this is Coach Westbrook. Vince, I believe when you signed me up, you had no idea what you're getting into it. So I believe you aged twice as fast the years I was on the team, so I apologize for that. To put things in perspective, a kid from Spain barely passed the exams to be accepted in the school, 7.1 grade average out of 10, which is good in Spain. I was the second best in my class, but in the US, that's a C-, so not so great. And I did not speak a word of English. Alex, you can prove that. I had the first class with you. On top of that, I was declared ineligible. I needed 21 credits in the fall to be eligible to compete in the spring. So what a start. I believe my freshman year was being in study hall all year. So I think I broke the record of the hours in the study hall. But we got through it. And looking back, I believe it was a tremendous achievement to be an All-American on the tennis court. But what makes me even prouder is to be an academic All-American. Coach Westbrook, thank you for always believing in me and for your continued support. Coach Orford, Dino, you are a big reason that I was a national champion and #1 in the nation. We spent many hours one-on-one on court, working on my game, and thank you for putting all the extra time during the 4 years. Coach Westbrook and Alford, you are more than coaches to me. You are like family, and thank you for always being there for me. My teammates. Playing for a team is something very special. I believe the years playing college tennis were the ones I had the most fun on the tennis court, as playing for something bigger than yourself. The accomplishments that I cherish the most are the ones that we won as a team, as nothing beats that feeling. Two of the best memories I have is winning the first Conference USA title. We lost in a regular season to Rice and SMU, and we beat them at home in the conference tournament. And that was one of the best memories. And the second one was winning the National Tournament Blue-Gray Classic, because I put us in the top 10 in the nation, which was a great achievement. Today here with me, I have three of my best friends and former teammates. Will Gray. You were the first teammate I met on my recruiting trip, and you are the biggest advocate of the city of Tulsa and the university. What you showed to me on that trip is one of the reasons that made me choose Tulsa. And also the barbecue from your dad, but it's okay. That's good, we repeated it multiple times. Andy Connolly. In the video, they only mentioned my backhand being the weakest spot. I guess they didn't see my volleys. So, but yeah, we were playing doubles together, but until he traded me for Ross Cunningham. No hard feelings, because I believe that if we were to stick together, you would not be an All-American nowadays. So it's okay, I forgive you. And Ross Cunningham, the lesson you taught us our senior year after your accident was remarkable. Your positiveness and what you showed to the team, it makes us come together. And it's something that always sticks with me. Your friendship is one of my biggest treasures. We don't see each other very often anymore, but I know that doesn't matter what I have, you always be at the other end of the phone. So thank you, and I love you dearly. Other people that had a big impact on me is Katie, John, and Carolyn Lee. They treat me like one more member of their family, and they're a big reason of my success in Tulsa. And I always be grateful for everything they did for me. Coach Whelan, thanks for the fun practices, but I do not miss the 6 a.m. ones. And his biggest phrase was, pain is the weakness leaving your body. So I think of you every morning because I guess I didn't get strong enough, so because everything hurts. Bill Brackage, thank you for stringing the infinite number of rackets, and sorry for being a little picky sometimes. And for following me on the tour as well. Dr. Ron Walker. It feels weird to call you Dr. Ron. You're Ronaldo to me, so you're going to be Ronaldo. Ron, you're not only the best athletic trainer I had in my career, you are always the best. You are also the best teacher I had in school, and you're an example to all the students that took any of your classes. So thank you for everything you did for the tennis team and what you do for the school. Two of the most amazing human beings that I ever met, and that unfortunately are not with us anymore, President Upham and Mr. Fulton Collins. Their love for the school and their values is something that made a big difference inside of me, and I will never forget. You're truly missed. American International and the Soriano brothers, they were the first two to mention to me the University of Tulsa, and I'm very thankful for them to help me make the right decision. Baba Cunningham, thank you for all the support during my 4 years on the tennis team. And the last group of people are very special to me because they changed my life. After my college career, I was mentally ready to compete on a professional tour. And if I was able to give it another try, it was thanks to the support of Michael Case and Jim Adelson. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for giving me a second chance to follow my dream. Also, Mr. Case, thank you for everything you do for TU Athletics at all levels, for everything you do for the city of Tulsa, but especially for the tennis program. We are so fortunate to compete in the best facility in the country. Also, thanks to my teammate Diego Camacho. He gave up his job just to follow me on the tour as a coach. Due to injuries, I was on the tour for a short period of time, but getting to compete at all the Grand Slams was a dream come true. All this journey has helped me to be where I am right now, working for such an organization as the ATP, where we strive to improve the life of the next generation of professional tennis players, with an education being the fundamental pillars. I would like to finish by saying that choosing the University of Tulsa, I consider the best decision of my life. It gave me a chance to follow my dream, lifetime friends, a true family away from home, and a future. Being up here as a Hall of Famer makes me extremely proud because it means I was able to give back a tiny part of everything that University of Tulsa and its people has given me. So thank you, everyone, and go to you.